This week on Raiders Talk of the Nation, we're recognizing the MVPs of our nation in honor of Salute to Service by making a special stop with some of our Raiders alumni.
So happy to be here because I get to hang out with you guys.
Go one-on-one with a musical icon.
Go Raiders!
And sit down with Darren Waller, who tells us about the impact of our men and women in the military.
I'm grateful to be on base, grateful to be among such disciplined people.
Raiders Talk of the Nation starts right now. Welcome to Raiders Talk of the Nation. I'm Sibley Scoles. The NFL recognizes many important initiatives throughout the season, but one of the most visible is focused on Salute to Service, the NFL's year-round commitment to honor, empower, and connect with our nation's service members and veterans, and it has directly impacted some of the Raiders players. Later in the show, we'll hear from tight end Darren Waller on the military member in his family that inspires him on the field. But first, some of Waller's teammates made a stop at Creech Air Force Base for a special tour.
So exciting to be here at Creech Air Force Base. It's part of our Salute to Service Week, and so we're so excited about our upcoming game, being able to honor those who sacrifice their lives day in and day out to make sure we're all safe and that our country is safe. So it's really an honor to be here, and I'm glad to have so many players and Raiderettes and Raider employees here too to celebrate. Well, the Raiders definitely support our troops. We have one of the largest Air Force bases with Nellis and Creech being right in our backyard. We're so proud of our partnership with USAA. Again, an organization that has given so much, not only to veterans, but their families and extended families. Happy that they are going to be part of our Salute to Service game this upcoming Sunday with their coin ceremony and other activations as well. So again, a great partnership that we're looking forward to growing.
I grew up actually in Colorado Springs, right by the Air Force Academy. So, being tied to that military lifestyle, I guess, with a lot of friends and family friends that served, it was really interesting and really cool to just, hang out with these people here that are serving us and keeping us safe. So happy to be here because I get to hang out with you guys, right? So I think it's important to remember that, we have these liberties because we have people protecting us. We get to play an awesome sport. We get to be, on TVs and stuff like that, but, there's so many people letting us be able to do that through their service to this country. So we really appreciate all they're doing, and it's fun to be able to hang out with them today.
Having you all come out is a great treat for us. We get to kind of give back to the community, and you all get to give to us as well. By doing that, we bring the community to them. It shows them our community loves and appreciates what our militaries do every day, and it also allows us the opportunity to celebrate and be excited. Words cannot express how much this means to everybody. For them to take the time to come out here and to say thanks to us, I think that says it all.
And the special connection to our men and women serving extends beyond the players, as I found out when I spoke to Grammy Award winner John Fogerty when he stopped by to perform at Allegiant Stadium. The former Creedence Clearwater Revival frontman sharing some of the lessons he learned while serving in the Army Reserve. We were watching you perform up there. To have that moment at halftime for such a special game today for Salute to Service, someone who served in the military as well, when you have those moments combined into one and using your voice for it, what does that mean for you?
You get very excited, your heart's full of emotions. It's really hard to express with just mere words, but simply you feel a lot of joy and love. Being able to be part of something that's for a good reason.
As a papa, how proud are you to have those moments? And do you remember the first time that you shared the stage together?
Number one, I'm very, very proud. And we kind of do this as a family. Their mother, my wife, has been right there just off stage since I've been touring in the 90s. And at that time, the kids weren't in the band yet, but when they were around 12 years old, I started having them come up to play maybe one song. And Shane would always rip into Up Around the Bend, just like he did now.
Yeah.
But he was, quite a bit younger then. And it was sort of people were surprised, I think. But, and I'm not sure, even I thought that one day he'd be first chair in my band,
Yeah, you don't think about those moments. And
not
then it
really.
happens.
I thought he was going to be a doctor or a fire chief or something, I really don't know. Or a football player, who knows?
Right.
Yeah.
You never know where life's going to lead you. Do you remember that first moment or that first game or that first experience where you said, oh, I'm a Raider fan?
I was probably during Kenny Stabler's time, the Snake. I had season tickets during those years and saw so many great games I couldn't even begin to recount them all. I remember at some point they drafted their first pick was Ray Guy, a kicker.
Yes.
And that was outrageous, except what came later proved that they were so right.
Right.
George Blanda, oh my God, yeah. It's just, I think in the Bay Area we were so proud of the Raiders because they were fantastic.
Silver and black, when you see the shield, what does that mean to you?
Probably a few different things. Al Davis would always say things like, well, one of them was, just win, baby. It sort of was a scrappy, self-confidence kind of thing to keep trying.
Yeah. So you got a lot of memories with them.
Yeah.
Through and through.
It must be 60 years or so. Go Raiders!
Still to come, a surprise for a QB legend.
When you walk up to somebody and you feel that personal connection, but you got to be really close, they'll feel it from 6 feet.
And our Raiders alumni pay a special visit to some MVPs of our nation. It's all coming up when Raiders Talk of the Nation returns after this. Raiders Talk of the Nation has been brought to you by Allegiant Air, the official airline of the Las Vegas Raiders. Low fares, nonstop flights, book now only at Allegiant.com. Powered by Cox, a proud partner of the Las Vegas Raiders.
At this time, please direct your attention to midfield, where men and women from both Nellis and Creech Air Force bases will re-enlist and extend their commitment to serve this great nation.
I originally joined the military for education, but my decision to re-enlist ultimately was do something bigger outside of myself, to serve this country, to serve the people that I work with every day. It's really not about me anymore. So this is a great opportunity.
It's kind of hard to put into words because I did not know I wanted to join until shortly before I did join. And it's like one of the best decisions I've ever made. And so it means a lot to me to get to have the opportunity to do it here, where I'm from, where the Raiders have such a huge support. I'm actually born and raised here, so it's really, really cool to get to re-enlist in my hometown in such a big place. And of course, everyone in Vegas loves the Raiders, so it just means that much more.
It was amazing. It was absolutely breathtaking. I got the chills, speechless.
Congratulations, and Chief Snyder and I would love to salute you.
It's moments like that which make us all so proud to be part of the Raiders organization. And the same can be said for our alumni. Years, sometimes even decades after playing, they continue to be an important part of the team. They made a stop to honor veterans who may have hung up their uniforms but have not forgotten the missions they serve.
It means so much. It's hard to put it into words as someone who grew up a Raider fan. Even though I grew up in Seattle, I had a Bo Jackson poster on my wall. And then to be drafted by the Raiders and be a Raider alumni, it's special. And this is a special time to be bringing the Raider Nation, the fan, grow the fan base here in Vegas. There's no time like it. And it's really, I'm just feel blessed to be a part of, this outreach that we're doing, not just to the veterans, but to the entire community here in Vegas.
Yeah. On behalf of the Raiders, I'd like to thank you as well for your service.
Even in Virginia, I was a Raiders fan. You can tell how much we mean to them when they come out to these events, and that means a lot.
Well, I think there's a certain familiarity having a father who's a disabled veteran and growing up, on military bases and just being part of a military family. And it takes a generation of healing to get through it. But there's definitely a strength in that trauma and that suffering that you come through on the other side with. And, these people deserve to be celebrated for the sacrifice they made. I celebrate my father, and this is a small token of my appreciation, just being here and letting them know that we see him and we care and we appreciate him.
Since 2011, more than $58 million has been raised for these Salute to Service partners, but it's the support in the community that also helps make a huge difference in the lives of veterans. For years, former Raiders QB Schroeder has been an outspoken advocate for veterans, whether it's through the time spent at the USAA boot camps or the Seats for Soldiers program. He's also worked to bring together horses with the men and women who have served for training and rehabilitation as part of the Liberty Projects. And it's that work that helped earn him a very special honor.
First and foremost, welcome to Shiloh Ranch. Thank you all for coming out. We rescue wild Mustangs. On the other side, we bring combat vets in for equine therapy, and we run a program with PTSD, so the combination works very well. Those big, beautiful creatures out there, when you walk up to somebody and you feel that personal connection, but you gotta be really close, they'll feel it from 6 feet. So the reason it works for the veterans is if they walk out there to that horse and they're pissed off, they're getting a pissed off horse, because that's a mirror to them. If they walk out there calm, they're gonna get a nice calm horse. So it really helps them to develop what they need to do to get back into society. It's hard work, but it's very rewarding to help not only our veterans, but these wild Mustangs.
All 32 teams in the National Football League select a Salute to Service nominee for the entire league for the fans and the public to vote on. The Las Vegas Raiders and the Davis family are very particular about this process because veterans are extremely important to us, and so is our community. This year, our nominee is Jay Schroeder.
This is JP Hoffman, our former Army Ranger, cowboy through and through, been through the battles. It's his heart that started this project.
JP, we want to say thank you to you, and in support of you, we have a surprise for you and your team, and the Las Vegas Raiders Foundation are making a donation of $10,000 to the Liberty Projects.
This is just our little piece of trying to help. It's not for everybody, but it is for some. And we save one, we're good.
Up next, Darren Waller gets personal.
How do you go from that to changing the essence of your life?
Plus,
it's really showcasing the most advanced technologies that we have in the Air Force.
Don't fly away just yet. Raiders Talk of the Nation will be right back after this. This segment has been brought to you by Modelo, a taste that's pure gold. Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Welcome back to Raiders Talk of the Nation. Ever since first joining the team in 2018, Raiders tight end Darren Waller has been vocal about some of the most personal things in his life. Now he opens up about his ties to the military and the family member that inspires him to up his game in football and in life.
I feel like serving is like the highest form a human being could exist in, you know. There's so many things in the world that tell us that we need to gain for ourselves or boost our own image, and like those things will fulfill us, but ultimately they don't. You really feel most fulfilled when you share your story, you put your life on the line, you do something without asking for something in return. That's what really fills your spirit up. So, you know, their service and their sacrifice is, you know, at the ultimate level. I feel like they're real warriors. You know, I see a lot of similarities in what we do on a day-to-day basis and what they do, how they go and put their lives on the line, how they go and, you know, in a team environment have to execute under immense pressure, but, you know, they're doing it on a much grander scale. You know, they're doing it so people like myself can do what we want to do and make the choices that we make on a day-to-day and not face any kind of repercussions. We have our freedoms, you know, so that's why I feel like I respect them so much.
He's a cornerstone of the Las Vegas community. He established his foundation in 2020. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce Darren Waller to the stage.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here. Grateful to be on base, grateful to be among such disciplined people. We are at Nellis Air Force Base, having a wall talk, just me sharing my story, just being vulnerable with the military members here in the Air Force and allowing them to be vulnerable in return, and just to talk and get to know each other, and it's been a really great experience. How do you go from that to really changing the essence of your life from the inside out? It's really an honor, you know, just to see people that are so committed to discipline, committed to service, like they are. I try to be about those things in my life as well, and just to be able to, you know, put myself out here, let them know that, you know, I'm in a place of success, but I didn't do it in a way that's perfect or without some major bumps in the road. So just trying to encourage them along their path, whatever they're struggling with. I just want to challenge you guys today to take any of these principles that I've talked about today, anything from my life that I've put out here today, if anything can apply to your life, I challenge you to just reflect on it. It's just all a matter of resiliency. It's just all a matter of putting one foot in front of the other and continuing to show up, continuing to want to learn, continuing to be open-minded, and continuing to be willing to do things that are uncomfortable. Wish you nothing but the best.
Appreciate it. All the best. And what are some of the lessons that you've learned from the family members who serve?
Really just discipline, and really you can take a sense of pride and a sense of joy out of your service as well. Like my cousin, shout out to Mary Griffin. We call her cousin Bonita. She served in the Army for over 20 years, and she's one of the most joyous people I've ever met. And I feel like taking from her experiences and knowing that, you know, she can overcome anything. She knows what it's like to be a part of a team, to be a part of a family, and to, you know, take those lessons and apply them to the rest of her life, and just to see the joy that she has. I know that she benefited a lot from her days serving, so that's what I feel like I take from her, just discipline and a sense of joy from it.
We'd like to take this moment to recognize all those who have made great sacrifice to our country. We invite anyone with us today who has served, is currently serving, or has immediate family in the armed forces to please stand and be recognized.
Pretty exciting, you know, it's like you have, you know, real heroes there in attendance, real warriors there in attendance that are excited about seeing you do what you do, you know, like they're overseas and they're repping their Raiders flags and waving their team's flags, and, you know, they come back and all they want to do is see you play. I know life can be hard for them, life can be stressful for them, and the fact that they take joy out of seeing guys like me play, guys like my teammates play, I don't think we take that lightly, and so it's pretty cool that we get to show them love and they get to be celebrated on a big stage. With those people there, with the moment and how huge it is, like you think about them, you think about, try to put yourself in their shoes, what they may have gone through to get to where they are today. And you know, I always have my eyes closed during it. I always just try to be silent. And but yeah, with them being there, it's like, what was it like for them? Like, what do they think when they hear this? Like, what does it mean to them? So I just try to see it from their shoes. I feel like my career has gotten a lot better when I have a sense of purpose of something bigger than me. So it's like, you know, for me, I feel like I play for the people that are in recovery and that are struggling with their mental health and trying to overcome those battles. And then it's like I think of my cousin Mary, like, you know, I think that she would, you know, take a lot of honor out of me representing her and playing out there on the field. I know guys like Clee is from a military family, and I know that his family is proud to see him out there and see him do his thing on a day like that. So it's just knowing that we're connected to people that are in that fight, that are in, you know, that career, and it's, you know, we just represent them, show we love them. my cousin Mary, cousin Benita, I love you. You always picking on me, you always trying to joke on me and whatnot, but you know, I feel the love every time I'm with you, every time you're around. It's, you know, it's a beautiful time. It's always laughter, always smiles, always knowing, like, and those relationships are what life's all about. So I thank you, and to veterans, thank you so much. I feel like it's hard for me to be able to put into words what your sacrifice and your service means to me on the grand scale and what you guys serve. You deserve the utmost respect, and you have it from me, so thank you.
Coming up,
Being an Air Force pilot, it's a great responsibility, serving our country.
Raiders Talk of the Nation will be right back after this. This segment has been brought to you by Coors Light, an official beer of Raider Nation, made to chill. Raiders Talk of the Nation has been brought to you by Allegiant Air, the official airline of the Las Vegas Raiders. Low fares, non-stop flights. Book now only at Allegiant.com. Credit One Bank, the official credit card of the Raiders. Intermountain Healthcare, the official health partner of the Las Vegas Raiders. Discover your inner champ at Raiders.com/champ.
Being an Air Force pilot, it's a great responsibility, serving our country and protecting what we hold dear to us.
To me, to be an Air Force pilot, it means everything to me. Becoming a fighter pilot has been the most amazing experience that I've had in my entire life. With it being the 75th anniversary of the Air Force, it means everything to me. Living up to, or at least attempting to live up to, everything that my predecessors have done before me, and trying to look into the future and do the best job that I can.
It's a huge honor and responsibility to live up to all of the heritage that we have in the past, and kind of as we look forward to the future, upholding that and continuing on with that tradition.
Being able to showcase that as F-22s and F-35s fly over the stadium is very important for the nation as a whole.
It's really showcasing the most advanced technologies that we have in the Air Force, and getting to do that over the Raider Stadium, I think, is a huge honor and show of the capabilities that these aircraft have.
It took weeks of planning where we were coordinating with the FAA, we were coordinating with the Raiders, we were coordinating with Nellis Air Force Base to make sure all the parts and pieces were in place so that when the national anthem was over, we were flying over at the exact time there. I think the salute to service and the partnership with the NFL is a very important part to honoring those who have come before us, as well as the people who are currently in active duty, not only across the Air Force, but across the Department of Defense as a whole.
Just really bringing to the communities together, so locally here at Nellis and the Raiders, but also nationwide, understanding that you know, we are in the military, but we're also part of the community, and having that kind of shared goal for the nation, I think, is hugely important, and being able to show that out on a stage like the NFL is awesome in terms of what the NFL is doing. From the 422 and everybody here at Nellis, go Raiders.
From the F-35 unit at Nellis Air Force Base, go Raiders.
There are so many amazing experiences for fans to be a part of when they step foot at a home game. Now, on behalf of all of us here at the Raiders, we want to thank the men and women and their families who continue to serve and sacrifice. And thank you all for joining me for another episode of Raiders Talk of the Nation. I am Sibley Scoles, and we'll see you next time.